Coming up, Professor Produce is very excited about this delicious fruit that's related to the rose. Miami Beach doesn't just attract yachts, it also attracts innovation in regenerative health, helping people regain mobility without surgery. Speaking of innovation, we meet Dr. Sofer to learn about thermal imaging for your veins. And we receive a sneak peek of a futuristic jet ski. That's all today on SoFlo Health. Hello and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and today we're at Dr. Von D. Mizell Eula Johnson State Park in Dania Beach. Recently, we went to Billbag State Park down in Key Biscayne, and it was gorgeous, but that might be far for you. So if you're somewhere here in Broward, look no farther than this park. You might remember it as John U. Lloyd State Park, but now it's got a new name and a trail that we're going to enjoy today. It's the Barrier Island Trail. It's a quick 45 minutes around the Barrier Island that is this park. There's mangroves, the ocean's close by, so much more. Join us. Look, this is wild coffee. It's related to the coffee that you would get commercially, but I'm not sure you'd want to drink it. I think you can, just not sure you'd want to. We're about to head to South Beach to check out some innovative technology that's allowing us to heal scar tissue. Check it out. Here on SoFlo Health, we're always looking out for the latest workouts, nutrition plans, technology, procedures, anything to help you live your best life. And today I'm in Sunset Harbor to visit Vitruvia, where they're taking the best of Eastern and Western medicine, bringing it together for a new procedure that we're lucky enough to be able to check out here in South Florida. I'm here with Dr. Amy of Vitruvia. Dr. Amy, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And what is Vitruvia?
So Vitruvia is a revolutionary new technique that actually restores your tissue and tries to bring you back to a pre-injury state, whether your problem is pain, neuropathy, or decreased range of motion and or mobility. Dr. Abi, who invented this procedure, realized that we can look at connective tissue under ultrasound. And under ultrasound, healthy connective tissue is very organized and tends to look like honeycombs or a sponge, where fluid bathes the tissue, gives it nutrients and lubrication, and removes debris. As connective tissue becomes unhealthy, it starts to flatten out under ultrasound. It starts to look like white lines, and what's missing is fluid. So if fluid is missing, there's no lubrication, there's no nutrition, and there's no removal of debris. So for example, if we look at here and we look at your skin, and we consider that connective tissue, I like to say, is almost like a piece of saran wrap that covers everything in your body. Well, that saran wrap, which should be healthy and smooth, is now sticky and crunchy. So sometimes under the skin, that saran wrap, that unhealthy connective tissue or scar tissue, can make muscles, adjacent tendons and ligaments stuck, therefore decreased range of motion and mobility.
Now let's listen to Dr. Abi to find out who Vitruvia might help.
Vitruvia really is for anyone who's looking for relief, folks who aren't surgical candidates or who've had surgery and are still having issues. And so Pareto's principle is like, 80-20, so probably 80% of the people with some kind of musculoskeletal issue, are likely candidates. So we listen to the patient, right? So what is your suffering? And then our goal is, can we reconcile that suffering with the imaging? So we use ultrasound imaging to visualize the anatomy and hopefully match up a pattern with, my leg is burning, scan you, there's a nerve that's trapped. We're able to intervene, right, and restore the architecture of the tissue. One would expect to have almost full range of motion, if not full range of motion recovery. You don't have to live in pain. There's a new way of looking at the body, and what we're doing is really kind of synthesizing Eastern philosophy, Western technology, and infusing that with common sense, because a lot of this is not as mysterious as we think it is.
Any way that we could show people on me maybe how this works?
Sure, we can choose an area of interest that might be bothering you and go ahead and do an ultrasound and calculate your pliability score.
We'll check back later for some surprising findings on my ultrasound. A jet ski like no other you've seen before, and an inside look at thermal imaging tech for your veins are after the break on SoFlo Health.
Focusing on you from your team of experts at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center, South Florida's only National Cancer Institute designated cancer center.
After years of being misdiagnosed, Marcus Oliver learned he had late-stage colon cancer.
It was really hurting in my stomach and I couldn't eat. I was scared that I was going to die.
But then Marcus was referred to colorectal surgeon Dr. Navaid Palavoy at Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center.
Usually about 90% of colorectal cancers are diagnosed in patients over the age of 50. With that being said, we are seeing a significant increase in patients under the age of 45.
Obesity, smoking, and drinking alcohol all increase the risk. That's why getting screened for this preventable cancer is so important.
So all patients, whether male or female at age 45, should be undergoing colonoscopy.
How is Sylvester on the cutting edge of treating colon cancer?
We generally do most of our surgery minimally invasively, whether that's robotic or laparoscopically, so patients are going home faster.
Marcus's complex case called for Sylvester's multidisciplinary team of experts.
Between the colorectal surgery team, the urology team, as well as a plastic surgery team, we were ultimately able to remove his tumor with clear margins.
Now cancer-free, Marcus is looking forward to his two loves, painting and spending time with his family.
They saved my life.
Another great part about the Barrier Island Nature Trail is that it's entirely undercover. Well, almost entirely undercover, so you can stay in the shade even when the hot sun is out. Spring may have just begun, but summer's never too far away here in South Florida. We're still at the Dr. Von D. Mizell Eula Johnson State Park. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we've got a trail to go on. Let's go. This is the Alan B. Levan NSU Broward Center of Innovation. But I'm actually here to see Dr. Sofer of Sofer Health. He's created some pretty cool technology in collaboration with the Center of Innovation, but that's all I can tell you myself, so let's go find Dr. Sofer and learn more. Here he is, Dr. Sofer himself. Doctor, thank you so much for bringing us here, and it's good to see you again.
Great to see you, as always.
We're here in this beautiful lecture space. What happens here?
So this is one of the spaces that they have to allow us to collaborate. Every patient, every person wants their professionals to collaborate and get the best of the best. So this is one of the spots that can be used to talk about or pitch new ideas to other people in comfortable settings right near the engineering lab, the space lab, the medical lab, or the marketing lab. It all comes together in this space as one of their best collaborative units.
And as not just a physician, but an innovative physician looking to create new technologies to help people, how does a space like this give you hope for the future of medicine?
Hope for the future of medicine actually exists both here and outside. If we were able to look outside the windows, you and I showed you earlier, this place has become a city, almost like a city on a bunch of canals, if you will, at Nova Southeastern, where they have two medical schools, so an MD and a DO school. They have nursing schools, they have physical therapy, engineering schools, law schools, all in this surrounding, maybe one of the largest spaces in the country that has this much academic horsepower.
And this video wall behind us is teasing something you're going to show us a little bit later today that is a part of a collaborative effort here at this space. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So this is our ThermPix device, the first point-of-care thermography or heat-seeking tool that will give us a lot of information about medicine as soon as it passes through the FDA, which is weeks, not months away. So it's very exciting. And this kind of came out through a lot of collaborations that required engineering and, all sorts of development medically and clinically that wouldn't happen in an isolated space on its own.
The whole purpose in building the Levan Center was to create a giant collision station that forced entrepreneurs to collide with academia, industry, government, funders, professional and social networks, and wraparound service providers. This is the only model in the nation that reverse engineers what we call the founder's journey or the entrepreneur's life cycle from the birth of an idea right through successful exit of a company or maybe a global expansion opportunity.
Thanks a lot, John. Dr. Sofer, we're in the lab now. What brings us here?
These 3D printers that we see in the background, the types that we're able to develop something like this Thermpix device that is 3D printed. We basically took the thermographic tools that we needed, put it into one of these machines, and out came really the first FDA approved in a couple of weeks point of care thermography tool that I think is going to start this entire new imaging platform.
So it's an effort to be able to collaborate between medicine and tech and business and have it all happen in one place to be able to provide products that help people.
That's exactly correct. The NSU Innovation Center and the NSU campus in general, along with folks like ourselves at the Sofer Health, I think are going to start making the new types of medical devices that will hopefully change the world.
Well, Dr. Sofer, thank you for what you're doing to help others and create such innovative technologies. And thank you to everyone here at NSU for having us here today. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed that. I'm still enjoying the nature trail, but I will give you a tip if you decide to take this trail on your own. Bring some bug spray, because there are plenty of wasps, there are plenty of mosquitoes and other things out here because of all of the foliage that you're encompassed in, which is cool, but it does come along with those bugs. Now, you can actually stop and learn about this foliage if you take a look at some of the signs they have along the path. It'll tell you about all the different wildlife, well, not necessarily wildlife, but the foliage for sure, if you take a look.
SoFlo Health's Healthy Travels, sponsored by GBG Travel.
Hey everyone, I'm Jenna Mark here at Miami Supercar Rooms in Wynwood, and if you love jet skis, boy, do we have a treat for you. We're going to introduce you to Axel Halverson, president of Tempest, and he's going to tell us all about how Tempest is changing the standard for jet skis. Let's go. All right, everyone, this is Axel, president of Tempest. Axel, thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you for the opportunity, Jenna. I appreciate it.
So, talk to us all about Tempest, because it's the coolest thing I think anybody will ever see.
Well, it's a tremendous undertaking, and we are the first of our kind. We are an American luxury electric sportscraft company. We're luxury, bespoke, made to order, custom made to match your mega yacht or any other, your toys or your aesthetic, which no other jet ski brand offers. And we're all electric, which means that we're faster, have more torque, and we're better for the environment. We have the same amount and the same amount of batteries and the same battery chemistry in the hull of this jet ski or personal watercraft as the Tesla Model 3. We have integrated Garmin, so the screens that are on your average boat, right? That's naval GPS, radar, sonar, depth perception, even fish finder. And we've created a custom UI with Apple CarPlay. So we've integrated Apple CarPlay with Garmin, and then we have a beautiful custom screen, which I'll show you later. The second that your phone goes into the dry box, the jet ski becomes your phone, as a Tesla does. Another fun fact that I'd like to point out is that we're in the process of building out our factories down here in Miami, and we intend to produce them here in South Florida. So that's really exciting as well.
All right, so eventually it'll be SoFlo made. You can't get much better than that. Axel, thank you so much for having us.
No, I appreciate it, Jenna. Thank you.
SoFlo Health's Healthy Travels, sponsored by GBG Travel.
Come right back for more of the nature trail, ocean views, and my best Don Bailey impression during an ultrasound on SoFlo Health. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and I'm inside of the mangroves. Well, kind of. I'm actually just off the trail inside of the Dr. Von D. Mizell Eula Johnson State Park, and this is the Barrier Island Nature Trail, aptly named because this is Barrier Island. And right there, you can paddleboard, you can kayak, canoe, whatever you like, really, in the water. But I want to find the bridge to the other side so we can hit the beach. Here's the second part of our time at Vitruvia, where I'm going to get an ultrasound, and we're going to see what's going on in my hips. I hope they don't lie. I'm about to do my best, Don Bailey, to put the AI-assisted ultrasound we heard about earlier at Vitruvia to the test.
We have a proprietary imaging AI with the ultrasound that actually quantifies your scar tissue. So it's not just me looking at it saying, wow, it's so bad. So
the worst thing you ever want to hear from a doctor.
So it actually can quantify it and give us a score, which we call a pliability score, to see the health of your connective tissue. It also helps us to develop a plan, a treatment plan for you, and follow that plan.
Okay, so we've calculated my pliability score.
Correct.
What is
So,
is it bad?
Well, so it's not a test. It's not over 50% and you pass. We kind of, we work in ranges. So majority of people live in a range somewhere of 45 to 65%. The higher your pliability score, the more movable and bendy and fluid your tissue is. The lower your pliability score, the more rigid, the more tight, the more sticky, the more constraint there is. So I hate to give you bad news on the air.
No, it's okay.
But your pliability score came back as 6%. So listen, there's nothing to be concerned about right now because you actually don't have acute active pain. This is telling us that you may potentially have worsening symptoms if you don't do something now. After this treatment, after we bring your hips that are internally rotated, if we bring them back into alignment, other muscles are going to wake up and say, wow, I can do my work. And we kind of cheat you back into alignment. But at the end of the day, you need to keep yourself there. So we need to teach you how to stay aligned, how to have proper posture, how to do your exercises right. To keep you aligned and prevent this from getting any worse.
Wow. Well, it goes to show you that a lot of you at home often tell us, well, of course, you're 30 years old, you're physically fit. Well, everybody can have some tweaking done, and the fact is, if you don't take the time to care about your health and assess yourself, or be assessed by a professional, actually, then you'll never know. Well, I wasn't exactly prepared for 6% pliability on myself, hearing that the average is around 40%. But it just goes to show you that it's important to have assessments, to take interest in your health, and look for other options out there that you might not even know existed unless you watched SoFlo Health. Here's another fun fact about the Dr. Von D. Mizell Eula Johnson State Park. Back in the late 1800s, mail was delivered on foot from Miami all the way to West Palm Beach. Yikes. And this beach was a part of that 68-mile journey. Lucky for us, the beach is only a few hundred feet away instead of miles and miles. Hello, Professor Produce here, coming to you from Mirando Farms in Davie. Today we have some information about a very, very important berry. Strawberries. Oh, he's got sad. Here we go, strawberries, a food that is full of fiber, vitamins, antioxidants known as polyphenols. They're sodium-free, cholesterol-free, fat-free, and a low-calorie food. Not exactly cost-free, though. They're among the top 20 fruits in antioxidant capacity, a great source of manganese and potassium. Just one serving, about 8 strawberries. 1, 2, 3, 4. Provides more vitamin C than an orange. Are you ready to get your mind blown? Strawberries aren't berries at all. This member of the rose family is actually the enlarged receptacle of the flower. What's the receptacle? Hey, I'm Professor Produce, not Professor Botany. As Herb of Nouseberry Farm told us, choose medium-sized berries that are deep red. I like this one.
Ew.
If you aren't a fan of strawberries already, you should be. They're juicy, they're summery, they're delicious, and a bona fide superfood. Nutrient-rich and packed with antioxidants like vitamin C, the benefits of strawberries are endless, and some of them might even surprise you. Using the power of vitamin C, strawberry may help prevent cataracts, keep wrinkles at bay, and maintain healthy vision. They've also been shown to have phytochemicals like ellagic acid, which have been shown to have anti-cancer properties such as suppressing cancer cell growth. And they're so tasty, it's easy to eat, the recommended 8 a day. Not bad for a receptacle. We won't. We're here at Midtown Athletic Club in Weston. This is Morgan, our trainer. That's Orestes, and this is Danielle. Morgan, what are we doing with these?
So we are going to do some foam rolling today. Specifically, we're going to foam roll the quads. In our everyday life, we're sitting at our desk, we're driving in the car. These muscles can get really tight. This is going to help to loosen it up, better range of motion, increased flexibility, really, really good for you. So we're going to have the foam roller down on the floor. We're going to go to our knees. You're going to come down to your elbows, pressing your quads on that foam roller, stopping just before your knees. You're going to go back and forth. Now it's really important, I don't want you to arch that back. With everything we do, keep a strong core. Back and forth. You may find a few tender spots. If that's the case, stop and hold, and give me a few more just like that.
I think I found my tender spot. I'm going to work on it. You watch more SoFlo Health. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we're wrapping up our time here at the Dr. Von D. Mizell Eula Johnson State Park. We did the nature trail, and now our favorite part, the good old Atlantic Ocean here in Dania Beach that you get to enjoy as a part of this state park. That's why we live here in South Florida after all, isn't it? And I've been coming to this beach for a long, long time, and I like it a lot because, as you can see, not so many people here. So if you're looking for more of a low-key state park experience but don't want to have to travel too far, maybe you visit here. That's all we have for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloShows.com, or you can follow us using @SoFlo Health to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health, and a beautiful day. The NBA is taking over for the next 2 weeks, but SoFlo Health returns on Mother's Day, May 8th. Join us for a rooftop cycle class, yoga, followed by brunch, and more. In the meantime, have a happy Easter if you're celebrating, and we'll see you in a few weeks.